With the major just a few days away, one big question is still in the air. What can we expect from Mibr? They're a team of former major winners that failed to make it out of groups at ELEAGUE. But it seems like things might be on the upswing for Mibr. During the player break, they held a much-needed boot camp, as well as adding famed analyst YNK as a coach. These changes seem to have paid off given their victory at the ZOTAC Cup over the weekend, where they didn't drop a map. With such a shift in performance, we wanted to take a look at Mibr, see how they've progressed, and figure out what we can expect from them at the major. Let's take a look at Mibr's CT side on cash from their games at the ELEAGUE Premier and see how it compares to their game versus Kingwin in the finals of ZOTAC. Let's take a look at how just a few moments of poor communication can turn a half into a disaster from the first time they played Liquid. It's round 19, the first buy round of the half. Right away, Mibr smokes off A main, and Fur boosts Tarek up Shroud. As he's falling back from the boost, Fur catches Taco at Squeaky, giving Mibr the early man advantage. At this point, Liquid just chill. After making Mibr sweat for a bit, Liquid groups up towards A for an execute. You can see that once Liquid throws his forklift smoke, Stewie starts to rotate off B, but for some reason, he hangs out by headshot for 16 seconds. In these few seconds, Liquid is able to overwhelm the site and get the bomb down. From here, Mibr is stuck with a rough 2 vs 3 retake, which they fail to pull off. Had Stewie and Cold rotated immediately when the smokes came in, Mibr would have had a much better shot at winning the round. In the following round, Tarek immediately buys an off, despite everyone on Mibr having to save. Tarek takes the op B looking for an early pick, but finds nothing. While he was looking for a peek, Liquid manages to take complete control of middle. Looking to put that op to use, Tarek rotates to Z, only to get taken out by ELEAGUE. With Tarek out of the way, Liquid groups up towards B for a hit. Cold, who picked up Tarek's op, is holding B main from Tree Room, where he could have had an impact. But then, Stewie smokes off his angle, forcing Cold to reposition right into ELEAGUE's crosshairs. From here, Liquid easily takes the site and the round. Tarek is forced to buy a UMP, since he wasted all his money on that off. Because of this SMG buy, Mibr goes for some mid-aggression, sending Tarek, Stewie, and Fur to take control. Unfortunately for them, Liquid is going for a fast mid-play of their own. ELEAGUE hits 2 amazing shots, while Naf picks off Stewie from boost. Up 5-on-2, Liquid has no problem taking A site and hunting down the last frag. This round loss forces Mibr to save on round 22, allowing Liquid to easily take B site and win another round. This 4-round sequence is a clear example of how poor communication can cause a game to quickly spiral out of control. If it wasn't for a slow call for a rotate, Tarek's op buy, or that smoke that Stu threw, Mibr might have had a way back into some of these rounds. But thankfully, it seems like Mibr has shown some improvement. Let's take a look at the first gun round from Mibr's game versus Kingwin. It's round 19, and right away we see a coordinated play from Fur and Stewie. They smoke A main and double peek it. Once they confirm it's clear, Fur sets up on lockers and Stu falls back to A site. While he's falling back, he catches 3 players peeking out of Squeaky. While Kingwin is reeling from that spray down, Fur catches Taz in A main. Up 5-on-1, Mibr has no problem cleaning up the last frag. In the following round, Mibr starts out sending 3 players to get aggressive at B. They take B main control, smoking deep, forcing the T's back towards mid. After a bit, Mibr falls back, rotating 2 players towards mid. At the 1-minute mark in the round, you can really see how little map control Kingwin has. With 40 seconds left in the round, Fallen pushes into A main with his op. Since he doesn't see anything, he calls for his team to preemptively stack B. This is actually a bad call since Kingwin is planning on splitting A from Highway and Squeaky. The thing to notice, however, is how quickly the rotation comes in. As soon as Squeaky door opens, Fur is running up to Truck so he can support Fallen. With the quick rotate coming in, Mibr cleans up Kingwin and takes the round. In these 2 rounds, you can already see how Mibr's communication and team play has improved. They supported each other as they took portions of map control, gathered information, and then used that info to make smart calls, which the team responds to immediately. Another aspect of MIBR's game that seems to have been revitalized is in team chemistry. In both matches on Cash from ELEAGUE, the two newest players on the team, and coincidentally, the two players who don't speak Portuguese, Tarek and Stewie, were on the bottom of the scoreboard. Let's take a look at how MIBR held a B-side execute from the elimination game of ELEAGUE. It's round 20 and Liquid are on a force buy. After spreading out and making their presence known around the map, Liquid regroups towards B main and executes onto the site. Look at how Stewie and coldzera are playing together, or rather, how they're not. Stewie is hiding in the back of Checkers, while coldzera is behind the left box. They are in no way supporting each other. Because of this poor setup, Liquid is able to isolate each player and win the trades. To make matters even worse, when it's 3-on-3, Fur wide peeks out of heaven and gets taken out while his team is still rotating. Had he waited for his teammates, MIBR had a good chance of winning the retake. But since Fur gets taken out, MIBR has to attempt the retake down a man and lose the round. Now let's compare that train wreck to round 21 from MIBR's game versus Kinguin. We see that Kinguin are on a similarly poor force buy and decide on a B rush. Look at how Tarek and coldzera are now positioned. Cold is at headshot, where he'll make the initial contact with Yaw. As soon as he shoots, Tarek can slide out from under vents and spray down everyone looking for coldzera. This simple crossfire works perfectly, netting MIBR a clean round win. While one could argue that Kinguin are not the same caliber of team that Liquid is, and they would be right, it's hard to say that MIBR hasn't shown a clear improvement in their game. Everything from their team play to their communication seems to have progressed thanks to the addition of their new coach, as well as the work they put in over the break. With the major coming up in the next few days, it'll be interesting to see if MIBR can keep this form up against the best teams in the world. Blitz has a new Fortnite channel with tips and tricks to help you crush mobiles and maybe even win. Watch our first video on third-person peeking at the link above.